I want to free your mind and your hearts. And I can only show you the door. And in order for you to walk through that door, you're going to have to overcome a lot. Your fear, your doubt, your persistent disbelief, your pain, your suffering, your grudges, your resentment, and your past, in order to become the Sacred Heartist. The Sacred Heartist is preoccupied. Their mind is always on their creation. They're always bringing it up, evaluating it, changing it, creating it, looking at possibilities. It's that act of doing it that begins to reconstruct the circuitry in their brain. That's passion. That's what the Sacred Heartist does. This event is about the Sacred Heartist, and it is that center we create from. That center has to be activated. And if you are going to believe in a future that you are imagining with all of your heart, it better be open and activated.
I'm here to create the life that I want to live, to overcome myself, and also to create everything I want.
To manifest my work further and continue to help kids and other people.
To expand my mind and also to go beyond myself.
Here to heal my body from a neurotoxin.
I can change some old habits and behaviors and have a great rest of my life.
To get rid of all the emotional baggage that I have within inside of me.
I feel like I was supposed to be here. I've just accepted the call.
This is going to change the world, what he's teaching people.
We have 7 days. This is my monastery. You notice it's very different than most monasteries. And that future you that already exists at the end of this event, in this monastery, you have an opportunity to become it this week. I want you to feel connected to your future in your heart. I want you to bond to your future in your heart. I want you to begin to put your heart into your future and learn how to create from there. Not as some recipe that you have to follow that is mechanistic. I want it to be intuitive. We're already wired to do this. All we got to do is get you beyond your life to create a new one. You're going to develop a relationship with your heart, and sitting right next to your heart, right in front of your heart, is your blessed soul. When you bless that heart, you are making contact with your soul. That's where it begins, right here.
Meditate and get control of my life.
I'm having a baby in a few months and I want to be a more conscious parent.
To be a part of the teaching of transformation.
I came here to meditate and raise my frequency.
For the elevated emotions. What else?
To be one heart, one mind, and be part of this beautiful team. I love you all.
to heal myself of a couple of health issues which I've been trying to figure out for almost a decade.
Heal myself, learn how to do what he's been talking about, and instead of just reading it.
I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I'm here to continue working on my own self-healing.
You're going to have an opportunity to give life to another person's life, to love another person into life. In order for you to love a person into life, you better be in love with life. That's the frequency that does it.
I felt like I was floating in a pool or some liquid, and it felt literally like I was waves were washing over me.
From the first meditation of the day, I could feel this rays of energy pushing up against my head.
You are going to become the mind of the healer. We will get you elevated. We will raise the roof off this place. You'll tune into it, you'll become it, and you will walk as if you are the healer. You'll get into that frequency. That energy moving through your brain creates the mind of the healer. This is the center of selflessness. Once energy makes it here, it also goes out. Now you have a coherent field. Just have to sense it, you have to find it. And all of a sudden, one mind, one heart. Let those hands move away slowly and keeping their attention beyond their palms in space. How far could their awareness go beyond their palms in space while they were connected to the field and their hearts were open? Coherence, overcoming incoherence. Order, overcoming disorder.
My legs came off the floor. At one point I sat all the way up. I was not moving my body.
I just felt like I was lifting off the floor. I could feel the hands come onto me and the warmth coming from them and the energy going up my whole body.
My head started rocking back. My shoulder was picked up with it, and then my whole arm was slammed down, and then it moved down into the lower part of my body, and my knees came up, and they went from side to side, all the way from side to side. I don't even know what my chiropractor is going to do because, look, and there's no pain in my arms.
I could feel energy move through into my hands. I realized that I had to heal before I could heal someone else. I surrendered, and all of a sudden I feel love coming at me.
Today, during the healing, is when I truly surrendered, over and over again.
I was terrified. I was angry too. I don't need this experience.
I was really surprised. I didn't think that was going to bother me much. At the last minute, I got really afraid.
I thought I was ready. I wanted to go up there and just surrender. I completely froze. My heart was beating so fast, I couldn't breathe.
We will teach you to learn how to fall on, to fall back, to surrender. And you'll associate that feeling of completely letting go with surrendering into that unified field, that infinite blackness, that void. And you're going to run into something really great if you keep practicing.
I felt so free that it's now given me a new goal for when I try to get into the quantum field, to release and feel more free and float.
actually experienced it in my meditation this morning, in the blackness, and all of a sudden I felt myself go back.
And I just want you to understand that you can do it a little bit more and let go a little bit more every time you do it. And the greater you become, the greater your challenge is. Just get used to it. Because you're going to have to meet your life from a greater level of mind. And that means you have to retire the old mind that unconsciously created it in the first place. And you won't know that unless you know yourself.
Through the window, I see you waiting. You are smiling. 'Cause I'm coming, your eyes are a story, an ocean of memories, pictures of faces and places, and all of the things that make us feel like we have it all. All of the times that make us realize we have it all. We have it all.
You got to think like it, you got to act like it, you got to walk like it, you got to feel it, you got to become that person. And the walking meditation is a good way to do that. And we're going to start by opening our heart and raising our body's energy, and we're going to work with our body. Work with it and breathe and raise its energy. Once energy makes it to this place and it begins to become coherent, it's like dropping pebble after pebble after pebble into that water, and the body begins to emit an invisible magnetic field that's up to 3 meters wide. You're doing that when your heart gets coherent. You will find it, you will feel it, you will pay attention to it. You'll become more aware of it moment after moment after moment.
Love, a wedding dance, New Year's dreams, a toast with friends, a soldier coming home from war, a faith, a hope, for so much more. A brand new life.
You're going to train the body and condition the body to a new mind, and it's going to become more comfortable in the present moment. And that is the place the Sacred Artist creates from, because the familiar past and the predictable future is the known.
These are the things that make us feel alive. These are the times that make
The only place the unknown exists in the sweet spot of the generous present moment.
life is beautiful.
Breathe in the love of life and breathe it into your heart. And exhale and feel love for life and feel it in your heart, and just go. And even if it's the smallest feeling, I'll take it. So then the Sacred Artist is like being in love. No one can tell you you're in love. You just know it. And you fall in love with that dream of yours. It makes sense then that heart would have to be open and activated. And if you're releasing oxytocin because you're in love with your future, you're going to feel that future with your heart. Then the only thing you have to do is become it.